over the weekend with a similar sentiment. Joe Kennedy is the Bremerton High School assistant football coach. He joins us with his attorney, Kelly Shackelford, who is president and CEO of the Liberty Institute. Welcome, gentlemen. Good to have you here. We've talked about your story before on the show. We've talked before as well. I'm just curious. You were doing this for 8 years. Going out, and explain to everybody at home who might not have heard this, what was your practice? What did you do after the game every day?
Well, it first started out just being myself going over after the game. We shake hands with the other team and the other coaches, and I just simply take a knee and, a prayer of thanking for, the opportunity to coach these guys in the competition that we just did. And then a couple other kids started showing up and saying, hey, can we do it with you? And from there, it just started growing, and now it's the opposing team and our team, and we all get together and have basically a moment of peace after battling for so long. And
nobody ever have you ever said to somebody, we'd like you to join us in this?
Have I asked?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
No, all voluntary.
Yeah.
Everybody.
I have asked other coaches.
For 8 years. This goes on for 8 years, and then suddenly what?
One of the administrators went to one of the football games and saw what we were doing, and pulled teams together and went and talked to the principal and said, hey, you got to see what they're doing down there. It's really awesome. And it kind of raised an eyebrow about praying in public schools and whatnot. So he just decided, hey, we should check this out and see if we're in compliance.
Kelly, why? Legally, as far as I understand it, you have to be coercing someone to participate for it to be illegal. Is that right?
Absolutely. They've never, this has all been a promise he made to go after the games, to give thanks. Can the students, as he told them, they said, we want to come. Can they come? He said, it's a free country. Do whatever you want. He's never abused that position at all in those situations. It's always about him going to the 50-yard line. And I want to point out, people don't have to just believe us. They can go to libertyinstitute.org. They can see copies of the letters from the school district, what they're saying. The last letter they sent him, this is very clear. They said, any visible display of religion, he's fired. Now, that would mean he couldn't wear a cross necklace.
Do they have it out for you? Where's this? I can't figure out where this is coming from, because it seems innocent enough. I would imagine if, a Muslim student wanted to say a prayer on that field after the game, or, if a Jewish coach wants to wear his yarmulke during the game, I have a hard time thinking that anybody would draw any ire with that.
Yeah, and, I know the principal really well. I know the superintendent really well. They all go to church and everything. So I really don't know where this is coming from. And in every one of the letters that they've written, they said, we really appreciate what you do for the school and what you do and what you mean for the kids and the family and all the community. So they obviously like what I'm doing. They just, I don't know if they're...
I just can't... I want to get to the nut of this, Kelly. Who is behind, this push? Because clearly there was a catalyst. Somebody said, hey, no.
My guess is they're getting bad advice from a lawyer.
Okay.
One of the things that makes no sense is they refuse to meet with us. I think we could resolve this if we could sit down, have a couple of school board members.
Don't they want this to go away?
You would think so.
But they can't be enjoying this, getting all this attention for this, can they?
They keep refusing to meet and sending other letters, more threatening and more, and suspending him, when all we want to do, let's sit down. We think we can talk through this. If they're concerned that somebody would see him praying and think that he's saying that the school district supports prayer, that's very easy to resolve. You just make a disclaimer to say this coach prays. He's praying on his own time as an individual citizen, which he has a right to do.
Yeah.
There are ways to take care of any problems they have, but they won't even meet with us and resolve this, which is what should happen.
Okay. So what's next? You're not allowed to coach right now, correct?
Right.
So you're sitting in the stands watching the games. They're still paying you.
Right.
What happens next?
Well, we have our playoff game tonight, 7 p.m., and I'm not going to be able to be on the field to support my guys. So from there, I really don't know.
So they're just going to keep paying him and letting him sit in the stands, not doing his job? Is that where this is going, Kelly?
But of course, they've already suspended him. They've already violated his rights under both federal employment law as well as the First Amendment. They've said, can you go to the 50-yard line? Sure you can. But if you pray, we're going to punish you.
How do you know if someone's praying? What if you're just standing there silently praying? They can't stop that, right? It's any outward
That's
sort
what
of
they
sign
said.
that could be possibly interpreted as a prayer.
Which is hostility to religion. That's not what the Constitution says.
So where do you see so you guys are going to sue the district?
we're
Because you
going
want
to
your
move.
job back. You want to be on the field, right?
I would love to be on the field. Those are my kids.
So what are you going to do?
And we're going to move forward legally. Our hope still is that somebody on the school board will come to their senses and say, let's meet. Or if not, maybe the community will say, we need to replace some people on the school board because this is not what Bremerton wants. Not only Bremerton, the whole country is behind the coach. That's why we've heard from Ted Cruz and Dr. Ben Carson and Donald Trump. There's a support Coach Kennedy Facebook page that is exploding. People are tired of this, and they want good guys like this to be able to be coaches and love these kids.
So just before we go, what was with the Satanists?
Some people,
happened there?
we see this happening a lot now. We do religious freedoms cases all over the country.
Right.
People will come with something outrageous, thinking that if they do, then they'll just shut down all expression and all freedom for everybody because they're scared of the Satanists. And they tried to do that at Edsfield St.
Yeah, they wanted to see how I would react, and thinking this is just a Christian thing. And I'm a Marine, so it's all about
You're doing
America.
a good job running the school. It seems like they got a lot of time for this. I hope everybody's getting great grades and that they've crossed all their T's and dotted their I's because they seem to have a lot of time to be going after you. So we'll see. Coach, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Kelly Shackelford, good to have you both here.
Thank you, Mike.
Let us know how it works out.
Will do.
Right about 11 minutes now before the hour. Now, it's a bird, it's a plane, it's the shoe.